Welcome everybody, this is your Strategy Wolf and welcome to the first episode of our new Victoria 3 project Let's Play with the Japanese Shogunate. And yeah, if you wonder about the prehistory and the conditions of this game, have a look into my prelude video that I uploaded alongside this one, which explains the mod that we're using a bit, which explains my targets for the game, and I gave you a wrap up of the Japanese history before and in the 19th century. So yeah, let's do it. I'm already in the game mode and picked like the free game, the sandbox fully. We just need to have a look at the settings here, since okay, I want to do everything basically normal. We have an autonomous investment pool. I like it since 1.2. It's more realistic, I feel like. We should go for vanilla centralization because, as I mentioned in the introductory video, we have the options for with this mod to have Africa completely decentralized. We will put the AI buff on to give them a little bit of a boost, because otherwise sometimes they fall apart too easily. We will definitely have the here this one on. This is, I talked with Max about it already, so the modder, and it said yeah, it's important that these countries are basically UK, France, Prussia and US, the ones that have like the, historically speaking, the most scientific output of the time, that they have some bonus. Otherwise it's gonna be hard for, if you play a minor nation, to really learn from these. And since we have higher tech costs and yeah, but also higher tech spread, this is quite recommended, and I'm going to stick with this. We do have Latin American multiculturalism, which only allows multiculturalism in Latin America. It's a thing for me, is kind of a fair situation. Otherwise, if for example the US can do that, that pulls too many migrants there. So I think this is a very good setup. And here we would have the idea that the Ottomans release the Balkan states, yes or no. Since we're playing in Asia, it doesn't really affect us too much. However, I think I'm going here with the more historic way and keep it that they keep the Balkans. So basically, the mod presents an option to let go Bosnia, Romania, Bulgaria, all these areas on the Balkans, Albania, but give you instead, I think, some kind of population growth buff for the Turkish population. And yeah, you focus kind of on Anatolia, and that's an option. And I think you get also some money from France and Britain, I'm not sure. But this is, for the multiplayer, it's that a viable strategy for the Ottomans. For this one, I find it not interesting enough. Alright. War flag is nice because Japan brings one in. So that's fine. I'm a little bit kind of hope they're not going to be decentralized here as well. Okay, then let's just go in with the Japanese Shogunate, an unrecognized major power. Alright. Here we are in Victoria 3. So let's have a quick look over here. And something didn't really work because I wanted this to be decentralized. I'm gonna have a look. Maybe I'll be right back after a short cut, and then we'll see. I'm gonna get it. See you in a second. Alright, here I am again, and this time you see we got a nice mix up vanilla Africa with centralized and decentralized areas. So perfect. That's what we wanted. So, which is actually not that relevant for us, but now we can have a look on Japan. So yeah, I've played Japan once before in the multiplayer round, but apart from this I also don't have a lot of pre-knowledge and experience, so we're gonna do this together and have a little bit of an overview of the country. So we rank number 19 at the moment in terms of the great power rankings. However, yeah, Canada achieve a higher rank than unrecognized major power due to the unrecognized country status, limiting them to a maximum score position of number 16 in the world. Which means, yeah, we got to get this recognition, which we get either by war or, what I mentioned in the other video, we can ally or befriend a major power, and it would help us actually. So prestige is pretty low, but if you check the GDP, we rank already higher up. We're already number 8 worldwide, which is nice to see. and standard of living is pretty low, but we also got quite a high population, as you see here. So we got very nice prerequisites of becoming a real great power in the future. So yeah, let's have a quick look over the government. That we can do this all quite slowly here. We have Shogun Ienari Tokugawa in charge. He is arrogant and expensive tastes, political operator. All right, and he's from the Shogunate group. So on the long term, we're gonna get rid of them. And we've got Mahayana state religion, okay, which is Buddhist, I guess. Just yeah, I'm really not good with Eastern theology, so sorry for that. But I think it's Buddhism, and I told you we are gonna probably change to Shintoism. Our primary culture is Japanese. There's no other one here, and we've got quite a big army already and a big population. Diplomacy-wise, there's nothing around. Nothing special happening here. So this is for the start. Our budget, we're gonna have a look later. Same for the economic stuff. Let's just give you a quick overview. We do have, mainly 100%, almost, 30.9 million Japanese at the moment, and some Han Chinese, some Ainu and Micronesians, so a tiny bit of other population. Exactly. And what else do we have here? For the moment, nothing. We need to do the honorable restoration first, so before anything big happens. But I think this will pop up anyway here in the journal. And apart from this, let's adjust my outline up maybe for a second. I really like to have the interest groups out there because this is sometimes really helpful. All right. Yeah, this is for the beginning quite nice. Okay. That's the state of the nation as a whole. Let's check our provinces quickly, which is not unimportant. Starting here in the Ryukyu Islands in the south, which is tiny, but we have waters rich in fish, which is good for fishing and whaling. However, this looks like a not so highly populated area. Still, we have peasants left that we can send to work. We've got Kyushu, which has water rich in fish. We have rainforests, which help us with plantations and logging. We have natural harbors that gives us more shipyards, port level, and so on. We've got Shikoku, which has the same modifiers. Same for Chugoku, Kansai, Chubu, Kanto. Okay, basically they have all the same modifiers. All of the provinces I didn't know. Only here there's no rainforest in Hokkaido anymore, which I guess makes sense because it probably hits a little bit cold up here already. So okay, we have very good logging conditions, which let's see what kind of resources we do have to our disposal here in Japan. Here in the south we can build coal, lead, sulfur, which is nice to see. Silk is possible, cotton, to plantations, tea. So yeah, a lot of plantations are possible, even tobacco. Here we can do sulfur and lead, iron, silk. The plantations are possible basically everywhere. And what do we have here? No mines available here. Here's a little bit of lead, iron and lead, iron and lead. I thought there was tons of coal mines somewhere. I hear coal in Hokkaido. Maybe something changed. Did I see somewhere coal somewhere else? Oh yeah, here in Kyushu there's big coal mines. So probably this is our coal mining province, because coal is might be necessary for our industrialization. Might be super wise right now. Yeah. And here we can do iron and lead a lot. I think, potentially here Tohoku, I'm gonna focus on resources, since we do have, I think, let's have a quick look, quite a big population up here as well. Actually, at the moment, population is not really of our problem right now. And here we can do coal mining. And yeah, apart from this, I guess we'll find some places that are where we focus a little bit more on agriculture, and some where we done, I guess mainly here in the center around Tokyo, Kyoto and Nagoya. I think here we're gonna go hard on industrialization, of course, but yeah, now also the capitalists play a role and they build themselves. All right, now you have the overview. Let's have a look at the market over all of the goods we have at the moment in our market. And I think that we are going to focus on, yeah, since we have pretty cheap wood and you saw all these logging capabilities, that we're probably gonna start building with a very wood-based economy. Also just expanding our construction efforts mainly on the cheapest construction method before we have until we've got a solid iron. And yeah, we don't even see tools. Are there no tools around? No, and then once we got a solid tool manufacturing, we slowly shift them towards the more modern construction technologies. And yeah, also I think it's important, okay, grain is still quite cheap, which is nice. Fruit and meat, as you see, are very low consumed, I guess, because there's no big demand in the pops. I told you, like, is this actually being displayed? Let's have a quick look, because we talked about the topic of vegetarianism and Buddhism in Japan. So they have no taboos, they have no obsessions. Maybe it's in the religion. Taboos, no religion. Maybe they saw already the Shinto is already there. Can I actually... No taboos or so on. I'm then probably just they're too poor, probably the people to really want meat at the moment. Anyways, as you saw this, so yeah, the market here is kind of good. So let's say, I guess I want to start off classically with some, I want to extend our wood production to get more construction out, get some iron out, start some tool production. These are probably the first steps that are gonna like help out with from the state side. Yeah, let's actually have a look at the government at the moment. We ignored fully. So we have a government, the Shogunate, run by the Shogunate faction as well as the samurai. We do have Buddhist monks, and then we have the Saibatsu and the Kazoku, which are like the modernizers that are in the current society are not very happy, but there will be kind of especially the Saibatsu are going to be, I think, the leading force of our modernization later. Together, both of them. Do they already have the Hanbatsu here, the Hanbatsu trade? Progressive coalition of bureaucrats, nobles, industrialists of Japan, yeah. Which is just here at the moment. For those guys, the Shogunate doesn't have it at the moment. Exactly. So this is the government for the moment. We can already think, what do we want to do? We can have a look at the laws quickly. So we are monarchy, autocracy, national supremacy, freedom of conscience, hereditary bureaucrats, peasant levies, no home affairs. We have traditionalism as an economic system, something we definitely want to get rid of, I guess, soon. We've got full isolationism, which is kind of very special since we can't trade. This is like unlike most of the other countries in the game at the beginning. We've got land-based taxation. To be honest, so far I played the game mainly in German, so I need to adapt also a little bit to the English names of these certain things. But yeah, I'm gonna get better, I promise. No colonial affairs, local police force, no schools, no health system. We've got censorship, serfdom. Serfdom is probably the way how we're gonna get rid of the power, so strong power of Shogunate and samurai. So we're definitely gonna, this is one of our first steps towards modernization, is gonna get rid of serfdom. Child labor allowed, legal guardianship for women. Oh yeah, legal guardianships is the worst. Okay, so women have nothing to say, which is probably quite realistic for this time. We've got closed borders and banned slavery, no social security. So you see, Japan is this is a very, let's say medieval style old state. We have to modernize a lot, but we will also. And we've got the one institution so far, which is the police force. Which one do we have actually? Local police forces, which strengthens aristocrats and reduces turmoil. However, also our aristocrats we want to, at the long term, want to get rid of. Maybe for the beginning it's very nice to have them around. So let's have a look actually what we were going to do here at first, what we don't want to change. I mean, we could go for oligarchy at some point. This could be very interesting. I think then it's easier to rule around. But maybe let's try to get rid of the serfdom first before we go into into the oligarchy. This is something I want to do. Here I definitely want to go towards ethno-state, since this is, as you see here, 10% birth rate of accepted pops. So since our society is so homogeneous anyways, and we're not going to have many others sooner in the next 20-30 years, this is great for us. And here it's like double, here's 5% with national supremacy. So ethno-state, which we can't do by now because we need nationalism, is one of the targets. Then we definitely want to go to either, I think, interventionism or laissez-faire. Probably interventionism for us. Laissez-faire sounds a little bit too extreme for Japan, but I'm not sure. But we need honor must not have enacted any of. Alright, yeah, we need to get rid of serfdom first, so we can get actually a different way of a different economic system. This one I will wait anyways. Isolation is not bad for the beginning. That's until we are strong enough economically wise. Land-based taxation is also okay. We keep the poor poor and the powerful, the rich powerful for the moment. We definitely want to go for colonial resettlement, so we can do Hokkaido and maybe Sakhalin. It is kind of, I'm just seeing this Haimin, so the monks, the land owners, but they are marginalized at the moment. So apart from this, it's being a pretty nice move and everybody enjoys the idea of colonial resettlement. So maybe this is actually the first one we're gonna go for. So we can start at level 1 to start colonizing up there Hokkaido and so on. Yeah, this one we change later. Schools. It'd be nice to get private schools or religious schools out. How big is our monks? Same with the health system, censorship. Yeah, at some point, of course, because it also helps with the technology spread, but for the moment it's fine, I guess. Closed borders here, everything is also fine. So actually, maybe the first step, this will radicalize the samurai. So maybe then let's go for the, actually for the colonial resettlement. Since we kind of just make most of our factions happy for the moment, so yeah, and we get like rid of a couple of bad things, so nice. Let's do it. Making our Zaibatsu even more neutral. We're gonna lose this one, we're gonna lose this one, so this is gonna help us. And yeah, we just gotta consider, like this popped in, that our bureaucratic costs are gonna be increasing, so this is gonna take us to a bureaucracy minus, which is, I guess, okay. Or we do countermeasures. Alright. Let's have a look. Where do we start technology wise? So guys, this is not gonna be a classic or like tutorial, so I'm not gonna explain to you all the main functions. However, if there's questions, if you don't know the game that well, just like let me know. I can explain you certain mechanics for sure. Yeah, exactly. Just let me know what you want to know and what is confusing you. So what do we want to do about... Let's get economic started. I feel like this one could be nice to start with the agriculture, since we do have a lot of agriculture in the beginning. The same with the atmospheric engine. It'll take 5 years. It's a long time in the beginning. Yeah, also we need definitely maybe this, because this goes fast. Let's do cotton gin. Yes, because we definitely want to extend our cloth production for sure as well, because you know it's good for our standard of living. The higher it is, the more they're gonna reproduce, and therefore for the poor and easy population we need definitely clothes, which at the moment 11% minus the market costs are quite cheap, which is nice. However, this is not guaranteed, and therefore and the price will go up, so it's nice to go in this direction, and it takes only a short time. All right, so we've got a couple of warnings up here. Bureaucratic shortfall, we need to construct something, obviously. Unused contracts, we should start construction in a second, no worries. Or contested government is also fine. Let's declare interest. So yeah, one mechanic of the game is basically we have just one to declare. Then let's do here Manchuria and Korea. So one of the mechanics of the game is these interests you can declare. Now we have just one to do so. This correlates with your prestige or also naval bases, basically power projection of your fleet. So no worries, in the future we will have more fleet, and then we can basically make all of our interests here pretty easily, which just allows you to intervene in diplomatic things that happen in these areas, as well as trade and so on. So for us, for the beginning, it's actually not that super relevant. I mean, do they have an interest in us? Because for the recognition, let's see if we can see it already, I wanted to go for an alliance with one of the great powers, and I think I go halfway. I will, yeah, like they have interest in us, so we can use 300 of our 700 Diplo power to maybe. I mean, this is not super historical, you know, like going already now, but let's just do it. We can't play here fully immersive in all things, and maybe let's also do Korea a bit for the moment. Yeah. So these guys here over here, the diplomatic influence is basically a maximum level, and each of these actions cost permanently for the time being. This one, for example, 300. Once we withdraw the diplomat, we get it back. So this is it's the same with the bureaucracy, with the authority, and so on. These three are basically, these are the max spendings, but you can go even to minuses. However, then you can't invest anymore. All right. We do have a lot of authority because we are this like kingdom. How are we going to make use of this? So basically, we can put out some consumption tax. We're gonna lose a lot of money soon when we start constructing, so don't be fooled by this plus 16. This is gonna drop a lot. Yeah, I'm always a fan of putting a consumption tax on services. I mean, all of them need some. You know, I could of course tax also grain, which is obviously like now giving me most of the income, but also it takes away income from our population, so they stay poor, consume less, and so on. So I don't want my tax is just to keep on financing myself a bit, and I'm probably gonna reduce even the overall tax. But let's do, all right, let's go for services. We could consider even like doing these luxury goods because it just affect the upper class. I mean, this time we're playing the upper class. Because I don't want to get our farmers too poor for the moment, so they can create more population and so on. So maybe let's already go for these two luxury taxes, let's say. Then I think I will already go for lowered taxation here for the overall one. Yeah, this is kind of, I must say I'm a fan in Victoria of like rather low taxation, since then the capitalists get more money and so on, and the aristocrats and can continue building more by themselves. Yes, always different approaches, and I haven't found the best way always, but this is what we're going to start off with, still having so much authority left, which we're going to use to fire out some, some decrees. So what do we have here? Here we have basically already some factories. I want to know, you know, where the biggest, so that's, but I'm gonna make this, I told you this is my coal mining area, even though there's not so much yet. This is gonna be resource industry town as well. Here, up here, resource industry. And I think as well as here, because here we got also coal and even discoverable oil. Yeah. So also, I mean, probably we gotta withdraw some of this, but here we do we have one? Let's already designate one for agriculture. I think Chubu here looks like an agriculture country for me. And while the rest, let's just, they don't have the so strong of the manufacturing output yet, but we're gonna do push this. We have so much authority. Then what else do we want to do? I mean, migration is not a topic for the moment. Oh yeah, here. Oh, I think Okinawa doesn't really need one. What do you Kyushu? Oh. Alright, Kyoto. Yeah, let's do bureaucracy, because we have government administration already 7 here. Promote the bureaucracy here. Let's then also do it in Edo for the future. Was there something where we have low market access in Kansai? Perfect, then we can do the road maintenance here to get rid of this. So this is all small steps in the beginning. Don't get confused if you don't know the game too well. This is gonna be fine. I just, so you know, all the states have infrastructure value, and we just did an edict or some that increases this, since apparently we have too much production here for the infrastructure at the moment, which can be extended by harbors and railways. And if you have not the full access to the market, it will basically yeah, the goods can only be delivered to a certain extent to the market, as well as they can only get other goods from somewhere else to more expensive prices, which makes the province basically, or the given state, a little bit weaker or suffer at the moment. So you rather, best case, you want them at 100%, of course. And so this is what we did. Where's the road maintenance? Is still there, alright. Then we've got taxation problems, which is okay for the beginning. This comes due to lacking government buildings, but we don't have enough to kind of go hard on this right now. And we still get 2,000, actually. I wanted to spend more. Yeah, let's pop out some others, like social mobility maybe. Yeah. And the rest, yeah, it also speeds up if you have access one here. As you see, it reduces enactment time, which is also fine for me right now. So let's keep it and at this kind of access level at the moment. It's fine. All right, and then we can start building. I told you, okay, they're still on the wooden building. See, so we use fabric and wood for the beginning, which is fine. And we could already go to iron frame buildings. However, we don't have tools and we don't have iron strongly established, so I'm gonna push out some of these easygoing ones first before we switch to yeah, to the other production type. Also, we can have a look maybe at our fruit and meat situation. Why is this so bad? Rice farms. Maybe it's open up some. Put some to fig orchards, so we do produce some fruit at least. And maybe you can introduce other tools. Okay, this will be introduced once we have tools. So yeah, with the production methods, that can be for sure be played around. Also, we definitely need tools, which we don't have yet. What can we do here? I think the fish price we can go for clippers here. Yeah. Sometimes it's a really good idea to check out the production methods in the beginning of the game a bit as well before you get started. Here everything looks fine for the moment. Alright, let's then push a little bit of our construction out. I I think I do want it a little bit spread out because we're gonna build stuff in all of the provinces. However, here we want to do some wood and iron, which is gonna be important at the beginning. Let's do twice here. One in Kanto. Okay, already our production queue. We don't have any big construction facilities so far. Let's get one out for the beginning and see how this goes. So apart from this, do we actually have private construction in the traditionalist? I never played traditionalist. 25% private construction allocation, so something should happen at some point also, okay. We do want a tool workshop, and let's do get it out in, yeah, upcoming Tokyo. And see, I think we need for the... Okay, you need iron only for this ones, but I think I will go for it, because I immediately rather start this off with iron. And for doing so, first of all, we need more logging, as because we can the prices for wood is going to increase also after building up these new construction sites. So let's go already here a little bit in, and let's see how iron is going to develop. And we do move these to the bottom, and I will, like, this is a queue I'm gonna observe a little bit for the beginning. So, and if we have how my market develops, because it's hard to say, this can change quickly in the beginning, so just like we stick closely to it. All right, okay, let it run for a bit. I think let's go officially. Now we're getting started. Let's start on 3. Our interest groups changed due to the first move, in our case, political move, and we see something is spreading. Cotton gin, while we're researching as well. That's nice. Actually, I was thinking if we have the capacity, let's also improve relations to Russia a bit, since we are basically here. The excess influence would help us to remove our how it's called in English, infamy, or infamy a bit much faster. But we don't have any infamy right now, so we can fully go to 0 here. That's fine, and let the game go for a bit. Let's check out the beautiful Japanese countryside here. And yeah, okay, and the privates are start building whalers. Okay. Which will definitely, whalers produce meat and oil, which will absolutely lower our meat price here. Oh, and the luxury goods here are popping really hard. We have a Siamese-Qing rivalry, Qing-Siamese rivalry, French-British, British-Spanish, Brazilian-British. Oh, Brazilian. Wow, that's weird. Anyway, so this is... I think I don't want to rival anybody right now. So, I mean, you could do China, but maybe at some point we can rather trade before we invade. So yeah, we'll know. Let's even speed up a bit. I mean, I don't want to speed everything through. Okay, these rivalries already being broken off. It's gonna be just now. We have to observe how our market develops, where we're going with these goods. So well, maybe we have time to talk about this for a little bit for those who don't know the game yet. This is basically my main orientation line. This means here that the market price in comparison to the average price, if supply and demand would match perfectly. So fruits and meat are very expensive, 75% more than expected, but hardwood, for example, is super cheap. Talking about, actually, I couldn't then check out my production methods in this point if I could rather do less hardwood. But we're doing only 1 hardwood, so let's keep on doing this because we need it, I think, for our luxury furniture. Alright, so yeah, this is what and we can even check this out actually. Let's give you like once an overview over how a good system looks like. Here we have our tolls, how we're gonna toll it, which is not a thing right now. However, we've got, here's the overview of orders, and this is basically supply and demand. So we've got rice farms that produce at the moment, due to the fig orchards I showed you, 61 fruits. We've got this subsistence orchards, which population we're going to talk about in a second again. Produce this together, and we've got a pop demand from, you see the different pops down here, that especially aristocrats want more fruit, which leads to, we have 77 to offer, but we have a demand of 200, which increases the price a lot. Of course, the same way around for things that are very cheap. So from my point of view, it's the best to have them both like in a normal area of like plus minus 20%. That would be optimal for all the goods, since then also the shops that produce them, for example hardwood, for this they don't really make a lot of money with this, which decreases their productivity and so on. So yeah, best case you have them leveled out, which is very hard for Japan in an isolated market in the beginning. All right, to be honest, I think this is a good point right now, because we just went like 2 months into the game, nothing happened so far, but we made most of the preparations, most of the like setups, and we're ready to go and continue next episode. But I think this is perfect for a cut, and yeah, perfect episode size. So yeah, thank you, you're here with me. I'm really excited to keep on going with Japan. I would love to start fully in right now. But yeah, then just turn in for the next episode. Leave me a like and a subscription in case you haven't, so you won't miss the next episodes. And yeah, in the meantime, if you haven't, for example, checked out my other Let's Plays in Strategic Command, then have a look. It's a totally different game, but also fascinating and very nice. So thanks for your watching, and see you next episode. Bye, your Strategy Wolf.